Hi everyone, I'm Heinz and welcome back to SIC Forex. I hope that you are having a good week, and remember, if you enjoy any part of this video, to drop it a like and subscribe for more. In this video, I will show you how to use the price action support and resistance indicator for Metatrader 5. This indicator, along with many others, are available for free download on the MQL5 website. And this is one of the most downloaded and popular indicators for the website. It is available for both MT4 and MT5, and the MT4 version has a 4.47 rating with over 72 reviews and 44 comments. Support and resistance levels are formed when the market in price action changes direction and creates peaks and troughs, which are referred to as swing points. The indicator identifies the swing high and the swing low based on X amount of bars, the period that is defined in the indicator settings. Let's take a look at some of the key features of the price action support and resistance indicator. A key concept of technical analysis is whether a support or resistance level is broken or a reversal occurs at that level. If a level is broken, then it will become a new support or resistance level. Now, the indicator identifies these highs and lows using a green level in the chart for resistance levels and a red level in the chart as a support level. It is important to understand when approaching a support or resistance level that there are multiple different options on how to trade it. Some of the advantages of the indicator include that it works with all pairs and all time frames. However, the recommended time frames for the indicator is the H1 or hourly and the H4. It is ability to auto generate alerts, meaning that you can have pop-up, push, and email notifications. And last but not least, the indicator is 100% free. Now, what I'm going to do next is we're going to download the indicator to our Metatrader 5 so that I can show you how to use the indicator correctly. There are a few different strategies that can be built around support and resistance. So we'll take a closer look at these and create a strategy from it. So if you want to download the indicator, you can either download it directly from the website, or you can log into your MetaTrader 5 terminal and download it directly from there. I recommend downloading it directly from your MetaTrader platform. The reason for this is it makes it a lot easier to update your indicators. So if we take a look at our MetaTrader 5, on our Navigator tab, we have a market section. Under market section, I'm going to select indicators, and you will see some of the most popular indicators for MetaTrader 5. When we select free, you'll see the price action support and resistance is all the way on the left at the top, which makes it one of the most popular and downloaded indicators. So I have already downloaded the indicator for my, so what I'm going to do next is now attach it to a chart. To attach an indicator to a chart is very simple. You can either right click and attach to chart, or create a new chart window and simply drag it to the instrument that you would like to trade. We're going to be using the Euro USD on the hourly, and let's take a look at how it identifies its support and resistance zones. What we've learned from the documentation is that the indicator identifies swing highs and swing lows, coloring these according to a specific color of red, green for the top and red for below. What I'd like to do next is attach the indicator and see which support and resistance levels it has identified over the last 50 periods. So you will see that it has identified the one at the top and it has identified the one at the bottom. So the indicator is perfect for identifying supply and demand zones on the chart. However, it is important to note our different time frames do have different support and resistance level. The higher the time frame, the more weight a support or resistance level carries. As you can see, we have two resistance levels, two support levels at the bottom, and one resistance at the top. What I'd like to do next is I would like to save this template so that we can use it to build our strategy. As you can see, we have our resistance and support levels identified, and this is just simply using this single indicator. It is very simple to use and has a few settings that can alter the way it is produced. Firstly, the period is the period that it looks at for the last candles to determine the support and resistance levels. The indicator also offers you the option of a pop-up and email alerts. For example, if you decrease the quantity of candles that it looks at, you will find more support and resistance levels. However, these will be less accurate. For the moment, we are going to be using the indicator on its default with a period of 50. Remember, the recommended time frame for the indicator is the 1 hour and the 4 hour. However, it can be adjusted for any time frame and any instrument. What I'd like to do is take a look at how the bot would function in the live market by running a strategy test. On the strategy tester, you are able to test a single indicator on its own, and then I will show you how to test multiple indicators using a very cool program. So what I'm going to do next is we are going to save this as a template. First, we are going to change the bar up and bar down to make it easier to identify patterns in the market. If you want to use your own colors, you are more than welcome to. However, I prefer green for bull candles and red for bear. So I'm going to save this template so that we can use it as a part of our strategy testing. So now that we have the template saved, we are able to test it in the strategy tester under single test. So on our strategy tester tab, I'm going to select the indicator option. You will see that you have options for single, multiple, indicator, visual, and optimizations. However, when it comes to indicator, simply select the single indicator option. For now, we are going to take a look at what the support and resistance would look like on a longer term and see if we can't build a profitable strategy around it. So when it comes to support and resistance trading, you have two options. You can either trade these zones for continuations or reversals. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to load the template, and there it goes. So here we have an example of what the indicator would look like in the live market. As you can see again, it identified two resistance zones and a couple of support zones. It is important to note that this is a repainting indicator. What this means is that after price has moved past a certain point, it can alter the way that it displays on the chart. So what I'm going to do is speed up a little so that we can look at an example. If you look at the bottom support, you will see that it is moving alongside. However, the level has not changed. This is because it's using the last 50 periods to determine the support and resistance zone. This is one of the limitations of the indicator, is the fact that it repaints the zones according to changing data. I would much rather have these as set levels so that we can do a comprehensive test. As you will see now, that level has disappeared and it has identified a new support zone at the bottom. As price continues to fluctuate, it continuously identifies new support and resistance zones. What I'd like to do is use this very simple and easy to use indicator and combine it with a multiple entry strategy. To do this on the strategy tester, you will need to load multiple indicators. So for the basic strategy tester, you're only able to load a single indicator at a time. So what we'll need to do is use a simulator to be able to add multiple indicators. To do this, under overview, I'm going to select single, and today I'll be using the FX Blue Trading Simulator. This trading simulator is perfect for those of you who want to backtest a strategy, and we will do a complete video on it in the future. So what it does is it creates the simulator, but it gives you the opportunity to add multiple indicators to the same chart. To do this, simply load the template that you have created. So let's take a look and start the simulation. So at the moment, we only have our price action, support and resistance indicator attached to the chart. The simulator does give you the option to place buys and sells with a stop loss and take profit level. What we will see in the strategy is that price again approached a resistance area. We'll see that it actually rejected off the area and it is now forming a double top from this level. I'm going to use a stop loss of 30 points and a take profit of 60 pips. And I'm going to press sell. The simulator then loads the trade and you can actually see where the different stop loss and take profit for your trade has been placed. And our first trade using the indicator is a winner. What I'd like to show you now is how to improve the win rate of this indicator by combining it with a oscillator. So what I have done is I have already created another template file that we will use moving forward. To do this, again, I'm going to load the template. And this is our supply and demand trading strategy. The indicator I have added on is the relative strength index, which we will use to look for divergence. A divergence is a continuation or an anomaly between the indicator at the bottom and the price itself. For example, the first time that we entered this resistance zone, you will see that the MFRSI indicator was well above 70. However, now the second time that we approached the same zone, even though price went higher, our RSI went lower. Now this is called a divergence trade. And what you could do now is potentially place a trade with a stop loss above the level and your take profit below the next level. First, importantly, always wait for the candle to close. So once the candle has closed from that resistance zone, you'll see that it is an engulfing candle. This engulfing candle can be used as our third confirmation along with the diversions to then place a sell trade. I recommend using the strategy tester to build your own strategy around the times that you are able to trade. So let's take a look at our trade number 2. Again, a double top rejection, and we were quite easily able to secure the 60 pips. By doing this, it gives us the opportunity to look at multiple different ways that we could trade, but also at different price targets. The indicator has a lot of useful features because it takes away a lot of the work with you having to manually identify these levels. However, it is important to understand the limitations as it is a repainting indicator. I do feel that this is one of the best indicators available for new traders as it gets them into the habit of identifying support and resistance zones. Remember, at a support and resistance zones, you have two potential entries. One, a breakout entry that we have discussed previously with other bots, and the other, a reversal entry. So this was an example of a reversal. You'll see that price is still continuing to trend down in our direction until the RSI reached an oversold level. Remember, if you enjoy any part of this video, to drop it a like and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching.